Throughout history, great libraries have safeguarded humanity's knowledge only to vanish in flames, wars, and natural disasters. From Alexandria to Baghdad, these lost treasures held secrets that could have changed our understanding of the ancient world. The Great Library of Alexandria was a wonder that drew scholars from across the ancient world. Built around 300 BCE, it housed hundreds of thousands of scrolls covering everything from mathematics to medicine. Scholars worked in study rooms and lecture halls, making new discoveries and copying precious texts. But this golden age of learning wouldn't last forever. The library faced several disasters over the centuries, first during Julius Caesar's war in 48 BCE, when a fire spread from the harbor to the library. Later attacks by Roman emperors and religious conflicts caused more damage. The final blow likely came in 640 CE, when Arab forces conquered Egypt. While no one knows exactly how the library met its end, its loss erased countless ancient works forever. Today, only fragments of its vast collection survive, leaving us wondering what other knowledge disappeared when Alexandria's flames finally died out. While Europe was in the Dark Ages, Baghdad shone as a bright center of learning. The House of Wisdom, built in the 8th century, was more than just a library. It was a buzzing research center where scholars from different cultures worked together. Inside its grand halls, teams of experts translated ancient Greek and Persian texts into Arabic, saving many works that would have otherwise been lost. Scholars studied the stars, created new mathematical ideas, and made medical breakthroughs. They even figured out ways to perform surgery and treat diseases that doctors in Europe wouldn't understand for hundreds of years. The House of Wisdom made Baghdad the smartest city in the world, until 1258 when Mongol invaders arrived. The story goes that so many books were thrown into the Tigris River that its waters turned black from the ink. Some say you could walk across the river on the Bridge of Books. The Maya people left us amazing pyramids and cities, but they also created books called codices, folded bark papers filled with detailed paintings and writing. These books contained their scientific knowledge, religious beliefs, and historical records spanning centuries. But when Spanish conquistadors and priests arrived in the 1500s, they saw these books as dangerous and evil. Bishop Diego de Landa ordered a massive burning of Maya codices in 1562, declaring them full of superstition and lies. Out of thousands of Maya books, only 4 survived this destruction. These remaining codices tell us about Maya astronomy, farming calendars, and religious ceremonies. Modern researchers believe the lost books contained valuable information about medicine, mathematics, and history that could have helped us better understand this remarkable civilization. When the Spanish burned these books, they erased centuries of Maya knowledge and discoveries that we'll never get back. In the heart of Constantinople stood an amazing library that connected ancient wisdom to the medieval world. The Imperial Library held over 120,000 books and scrolls, making it medieval Europe's largest collection of knowledge. The library's shelves were filled with texts saved from the ancient world, copies of lost Greek plays, Roman histories, and scientific works that survived nowhere else. Teams of skilled copyists worked daily to preserve aging scrolls, while scholars used the library to teach students from across the empire. But in 1204, everything changed when Christian crusaders attacked the city. Instead of fighting Muslims, they turned on their fellow Christians in Constantinople. The library was destroyed during the violent sacking of the city, with countless precious books lost forever. Some manuscripts were sold or stolen, while others were simply destroyed. When the dust settled, nearly 1,000 years of carefully preserved knowledge had vanished. When Mount Vesuvius erupted in 79 CE, it didn't just destroy Pompeii, it also buried a nearby mansion containing one of the ancient world's finest private libraries. In Herculaneum, archaeologists found something amazing. 1,800 scrolls baked into black cylinders by the volcano's intense heat. These carbonized scrolls were found in what we now call the Villa of the Papyri, a luxurious home that likely belonged to Julius Caesar's father-in-law. The scrolls contain lost works of Greek and Latin literature, philosophy, and science. For centuries, scholars thought these texts were impossible to read, Trying to unroll them caused them to crumble into dust. But modern technology is changing that. Using special X-ray techniques and artificial intelligence, scientists are slowly revealing the hidden words inside these ancient scrolls, giving us a new window into the ancient world. Let's explore one of history's most puzzling mysteries, the legendary library of Ivan the Terrible. This Russian ruler collected thousands of rare books from across Europe and the Byzantine Empire, creating a treasure trove of knowledge in Moscow. His library reportedly contained ancient Greek texts, early Christian writings, and even books from the lost library of Constantinople. When Ivan died in 1584, his massive collection simply disappeared. Stories say it's hidden in secret tunnels beneath Moscow, sealed away in monastery walls or moved to a secret location. For centuries, treasure hunters and historians have searched everywhere, but the library remains missing. Some people think it was destroyed in fires, while others believe it's still out there waiting to be found. This lost collection could hold priceless information about ancient civilizations and missing historical records that would fill huge gaps in our understanding of the past. Imagine a library so big it burned for 3 months straight when it was destroyed. That was Nalanda, ancient India's greatest center of learning. Located in modern-day Bihar, this massive university complex housed 9 million books across 3 huge buildings called Ratnasagara, Ratnodadi, and Ratnaranjaka. Students from China, Korea, Japan, and Tibet traveled months just to study there. The library didn't just collect books. It was a living workshop where scholars created new ideas about Buddhism, mathematics, medicine, and astronomy. Monks spent years carefully copying texts onto palm leaves, preserving knowledge for future generations. But in 1193, Turkish invaders led by Bakhtiar Khilji burned it all to the ground. The flames were so intense they reportedly turned the sky red for days. In the heart of the Sahara Desert, Timbuktu wasn't just a trading hub, it was a powerhouse of African scholarship. Starting in the 1300s, this city had over 700,000 manuscripts stored in both grand libraries and family homes. Local scholars wrote about everything from astronomy to music, using beautiful calligraphy and colorful inks. They created detailed maps of the stars, wrote advanced mathematical theories, and documented centuries of African history. The manuscripts showed that Africa had rich academic traditions long before European contact. But as wars and conflicts swept through Mali in recent centuries, many of these precious books were lost or damaged. In 2012, when armed groups took over Timbuktu, local families worked in secret to save thousands of manuscripts, smuggling them to safety in metal chests and boxes. Let's uncover one of archaeology's most amazing finds, the Dead Sea Scrolls. In 1947, a young shepherd accidentally discovered ancient scrolls hidden in desert caves near the Dead Sea. These documents, sealed in clay jars for 2,000 years, included some of the oldest surviving biblical texts and writings about life in ancient Jewish communities. The dry desert air and dark caves created perfect conditions for preserving these delicate scrolls. Written in Hebrew, Aramaic, and Greek, they give us a unique window into how people lived, thought, and worshipped 2 millennia ago. Researchers found everything from religious texts to everyday documents like shopping lists and tax records. The scrolls help us understand how ancient religious texts evolved over time and show us that people back then worried about many of the same things we do today. The destruction of libraries continues even in our modern era. During the Iraq War in 2003, Baghdad's National Library lost 400,000 books to fire and looting. The Bosnian War saw Sarajevo's National Library bombed in 1992. With 2 million books and countless historical documents reduced to ashes. In Syria, the ancient libraries of Aleppo lost thousands of rare Islamic manuscripts when fighting engulfed the city in 2013. The pattern keeps repeating. During conflicts, libraries become targets, and each time we lose pieces of our shared human story. These aren't just buildings full of old books, they're irreplaceable records of human knowledge, creativity, and experience. Modern digital archives help protect some collections, but many unique local histories and cultural treasures are still vulnerable to war's destruction. Thanks for joining us on this journey through history's lost libraries. Each destroyed collection reminds us how fragile knowledge can be. If you enjoyed learning these stories, please like, subscribe, and share to help preserve history together.